Welcome to the Nerd List, Episode 5. I'm John.
And Shawn.
And today we're going to talk about our top 10 favorite fast food restaurants. Shawn, you want to start us off?
Yeah, we'll start us off. And I'd like to give a shout out to all our friends in California. Just like to say hello to you guys. Number 10 for me. Wouldn't have made my top 10 if they hadn't have changed their menu a little bit, but that would be Kentucky Fried Chicken, KFC. I didn't really eat there much growing up, but the last couple of years I've really started to like it a little more since they got their little chicken snacker sandwiches. You can get the buffalo chicken snackers. Oh man, they're good. They're 99 cents. It was always an arm and a leg to eat at KFC. I loved it, but we just couldn't afford it. But with these snackers coming out, it's just so unbelievably cheap and so easy to get them, and $1 for a snacker, which is great. You get two, and it'll fill you up. And then last year they came out with the Kentucky grilled chicken, and I love the grilled chicken. That's being a guy that's a little overweight as I am, I like the idea of getting the 2 pieces of grilled chicken, macaroni and cheese, and mashed potatoes, and it being under 400 calories, which is awesome. But KFC, number 10.
KFC. When I think of KFC, I go back to my grandmother, because whenever we would go and visit her when I was little, it seemed like we'd stay a week or two there during the summer, because both my parents were teachers, so we'd have all summer off and we could go hang out with them, and my grandparents were retired. We'd always have one day where we'd go out, sit in her backyard at her table, and we'd have KFC, the big bucket of KFC with all the sides and everything. Nowadays, I don't eat KFC anymore, and I trace that back to when I was in college. I saw this video that Pamela Anderson did for PETA, which I should probably never trust any of their propaganda, but for some reason I did, and because the video showed the way that they killed the chicken, and they talked about how they would boil them sometimes alive to get their feathers off, and the process that they had, the machines that cut their necks off half the time wouldn't cut them. They showed these videos of the chickens in like these pins where they pumped them so full of steroids they'd grow so fast that their bones didn't mature enough and their legs would break underneath them, and so they'd just be sitting in their poop all the time, which I guess shouldn't matter whether or not I eat their chicken, but that bothered me a little bit. Whether or not it's true, whether or not chickens really have any kind of feelings, that it even matters, I don't know. But I guess that bothered me enough to keep me away from them, and I think there's plenty of other chicken places. They probably do the same thing, but I don't know about it, so ignorance is bliss for me.
Yeah, well, and I sure hope nobody from KFC is listening to this right now.
They won't.
Nah, I doubt it.
It's my own personal boycott. I don't, enforce it or, get other people to jump on the wagon.
I have a little story about a chicken that I would like to share with the audience real quick. When I was about 6 years old, maybe younger than that growing up, my great-grandma, Granny we called her, lived in Sulphur Springs, Texas. And we went down there, and she asked us what we wanted for dinner. She was about an 80-year-old woman, and we said chicken. So she goes out to the backyard, to the chicken pen, and grabs the chicken by the head and comes out. She's like, well, this one here will work. And she started spinning that chicken around until its head came off. I am not kidding. The chicken ran around for a while. Then she plucked it and cooked it right there in front of me. Pretty traumatizing.
That's funny.
Yeah.
My mom, when she was real little, she lived on a farm, or she had a grandparents that lived on a farm, and she told me similar stories like that she saw. I'm glad I have not seen anything like that. Okay, my number 10 is similar to yours. It's Golden Chick. And the reason, there's a plethora of these chicken places that I could have picked from, and to me they're pretty much all the same, I guess. But the reason I picked this one is just because it is within walking distance from my house. So here in this little town that I live in, there are maybe 3 or 4 places to eat at. And this is one of them. So I go there a lot, and anytime Jennifer comes home or whatever, and she asks me if I've eaten yet, and I say, yeah, I've already eaten, she'll always say Golden Chick, and half the time I'm saying yes, because that is where I went and got food.
Golden Chick, I like that place. They have, I believe, a special on Tuesday nights or Wednesday nights where it's like $1.29 chicken sandwiches, and they put that honey mustard sauce on there. I don't care much for their chicken, and I really don't care much for their mashed potatoes, but their chicken sandwiches are really good. I kind of have a tough time when I think of Golden Chick. I kind of pit that up against Chicken Express. And I think Golden Chick's a little better, but Chicken Express has the better tea, the sweet tea, so it kind of goes back and forth with them. Golden Chick is a very excellent choice. And you're right, it is right by your house, so that must be pretty convenient for you. My number 9. This, I'm sure you're going to make fun of me, John, because you have no idea what I'm fixing to say. I don't necessarily know that this is considered a fast food restaurant. Are you with me?
I'm with you.
Now, don't crucify me for this, I'm telling you. But if you think about this, you can get anything you want there, and it is fast. My number 9 is...
Golden Corral?
No, 7-Eleven.
Oh, my gosh.
7-Eleven, John. Now, listen before you start making fun of me. 7-Eleven, they have wings, they have pizza, they have nachos, they have all the taquitos, they have hot dogs, they have donuts, everything you could possibly want. They have at 7-Eleven. Now, I'm going to tell you a few things. First of all, if you don't ever have anything else, go to 7-Eleven and get the nacho boat. It's like $2.15 or something like that, and you can put all the peppers and chili and cheese you want on it. I love 7-Eleven. I am a fan. They have the Slurpees. You can always get you a Slurpee. They're always good. But, oh man, I love their jalapeno and cream cheese taquitos. 7-Eleven. Awesome. Now, you can knock me if you want, John. I'm sure you're fixing to, so go ahead.
No, I'm kind of with you. I have never gotten a full meal at 7-Eleven, so I can't say that. But at the same time, I love gas station food. Jennifer and I talk about that all the time. We love gas station food. I don't know why. For some reason, it's really good. But I don't know specifically about 7-Elevens over any of the other ones. So that's about all I have to say about that one. My number 9 is What a Burger. And this one is specifically because of the jalapenos that I can get on the burgers. There's a couple other places you can get jalapenos on burgers, but for some reason I think their burgers are really good sized, and putting the jalapenos on them is great. Also, their fancy ketchup. I just think that is so convenient as opposed to all the other places that have them in those little packets. They're annoying. With Whataburger's ketchup, you can dip it, which I prefer much more.
Whataburger was actually my number 8, so we'll kind of keep going with this. I do love Whataburger. It's one of my favorite hamburger places. And you're right about the ketchup. Their ketchup, it just seems better. A couple of reasons that I love Whataburger so much. Not so much the food, but one is because it's 24 hours. And it seems like I would always go there about 4 o'clock in the morning and get me a hamburger, which was great. Now, I don't know why I was up at 4 o'clock in the morning, but I'd go there and get the hamburgers. And this is one of the few places where I like the hamburgers just plain. To me, their meat tastes really good. I just love their beef they have. Their fries are really good, and their shakes are one of my favorites. And you can go there at 2 o'clock in the morning and you get a large shake, and they give you like a 32-ounce shake, not a really like a large drink. And I always really like that. So, What a Burger is definitely worth it.
Now that you mentioned the whole super late 4 o'clock in the morning thing, it takes me back to my college years when I was playing football for Texas Tech. I say playing football, I was kicking. And I had a roommate who was a pitcher, very crazy, ADD.
You were the catcher, I know.
Oh, wow, don't go there. Anyway, he was very ADD, very wealthy guy, and I had to get up 5 o'clock every morning for workouts, and he would be up on his computer, playing music on the computer, lights on, TV going, and trying to do his homework all at the same time with all this stuff going on. And I would be trying to sleep because I'd have that going on. And then he would tell me, hey, I'll pay you $20 to go get me some taquitos from Whataburger. And so I did it. he'd pay me $20. I'd go down at 1 o'clock in the morning, go get him some taquitos, bring them back, get to bed, asleep. By the time I was able to drown out all of his stuff going on, it'd be about 2 o'clock in the morning, and then I'd get up at 5 and go to workouts. But Whataburger got me some little extra cash in college, though. And so since Whataburger was your number 8, my number 8 is Panda Express. I love Chinese food, first of all, and Panda Express, I hardly ever see them like in the store format, out on the streets or whatever, but I always see them in the malls, in the food courts in the malls. And if there isn't that Cajun place, which the Cajun place would have been on my list if I could ever think of its name, if I don't see the Cajun place, I head straight for Panda Express. I love Chinese food so much. And so Panda Express is on the list. The Chinese food is quick. You bring your tray across, you tell them what you want, slap it on there for you, and you get it ready to go in under a minute.
Yes. Panda Express, excellent choice. I as well love Chinese food and Chinese women because I'm marrying one. But
she's Malaysian.
Chinese, whatever. Anyways, she loves this place too. And actually, John, did you know in Denton, the town that you live by, there is a Panda Express restaurant.
I did not know that.
It's over by Lowe's over there. Also, there's one by Target in Louisville. No, wait, that's Payway. There's one over by the mall, across the street from the mall in Louisville. Panda Express, oh man, I tell you one thing I love about Panda Express. I love their sweet and sour chicken. It is my favorite. Actually, sesame chicken. It's kind of the same thing.
Not.
Okay, kind of the same thing. It's the sesame chicken is the one I'm talking about.
I like that one too.
Yes. It's so hard to get sesame chicken that's really crunchy and also has the sauce on it. And I love their sesame chicken and I love their egg rolls. Panda Express, excellent place. And don't forget, you get a fortune cookie at the end. And who doesn't like cookies? It's great. Okay, my number 7 is Yo Quiero Taco Bell. Taco Bell. Growing up, Taco Bell was a place me and my mom always went. And we would always get this thing called an enchilada. It was kind of like a beef burrito in a pan, in a bowl, covered with cheese, with salsa on it. And on top of it, it had black olives, which I called wheels because I was like 4 years old. We used to get those things once a week. So I grew up loving Taco Bell. Kind of got away from it when I went off to college and everything, but then they came out, and you know this as well as I do, John, with the volcano items. The volcano taco and the volcano burrito, both which are just mouth-watering. I want one right now. I just ate an hour ago, and I want one right now. I love their volcano sauce. So Taco Bell, bar none, good, fast, I guess, kind of Tex-Mex. Number 7.
I also have Taco Bell as my number 7. Tengo el mismo. And this one, I didn't like younger. I think that the thing that put it over the top for me and made it into my top 10 list, like you said, is the volcano items, especially the volcano burrito. My gosh, I love that thing. And Jennifer hates when I get any kind of volcano item because she will be smelling that item later.
The volcano box. What happened? Taco Bell, if you're listening, put the volcano box back on.
Yeah, what a deal that was. My goodness. Volcano box was so awesome. The volcano burrito, a volcano taco, a regular taco, and the cinnamon twists.
Oh, yes.
Amazing deal. And a drink, yeah. For it was $6 or under $6.
$5.99. It was a really good deal.
Really good deal. So I missed that one. Okay, on to your number 6.
My number 6, kind of stepping back into the world of hamburgers, but not so much because of hamburgers. My number 6 is Brahms. I love Brahms. I normally don't get their hamburgers and fries as much as I get their ice cream. I love Brahms ice cream. It's wonderful. I love their milkshakes. And, that you can go in there and you can get however many flavors you want. You can get the sundaes. You can get the banana splits. It's just seemingly endless on what you can create with all their ice cream. So Brahms, if I'm hungry, I'll go in there and get the 8th-pound burger and fries just so I can put a little food in my stomach before I devour, 2 gallons of ice cream. Number 6, Brahms.
I love Brahms also. I was introduced to Brahms by my grandparents. And a funny thing about that, too, is that, for our listeners, I'm a tennis coach. And one of our last tennis matches last year, I was bringing the tennis team back on the bus, and I gave the seniors a choice of where they wanted to eat. And they said Brahms. And, all the other people started complaining in the bus about going there. And a lot of them were saying, that's where all the old people eat. I don't want to go to Brahms. But we went anyway, went there, and then we came out, and they were like, that was really good. It's like, I didn't get it because, yeah, a lot of old people seem to gather there in the mornings, which is weird. Also, their breakfasts are really good too. Their biscuits and gravy with the sausage chunks in there. Oh, so good.
Love sausage.
And,
not that way.
Inside joke there. And their food, their burgers, their bacon burger is the one I always get. Very good food. And love Brahms. Love me some Brahms. Okay, my number 6 is Burger King. And the reason I put Burger King in there, which I love their Whoppers anyway, but I remember in high school they had the 49-cent cheeseburger deal. That got me through high school. Because when lunchtime came around, I would shoot out the door, hit up the Burger King, get me about 3 of those cheeseburgers. And it cost me $1.50, and I would be full. So I didn't know anything else at that time that I could spend $1.50 on and be full. So that was the most amazing thing. And I probably would be 500 pounds now if they didn't take that away. But Burger King is my number 6.
Burger King it's a pretty good restaurant. I guess I kind of got burned down on it when I was younger. I used to go there all the time. It is definitely, the Whopper is definitely one of the better fast food hamburgers, as well as one of the most fattening. But one thing I remember about Burger King, and I don't know why, is I guess in 99 or 2000 or something like that, they had the Pokemon deal. Remember that?
Not specifically.
It was nuts. How many people that you get those little Pokemon balls, and man, people were getting them by the thousands. So, yeah, I like Burger King. I like their fries. And there's something on their menu their chicken strips. I love their chicken strips. So, Burger King is pretty good. What are we at? Number 5?
You're number 5.
My number 5. Chick-fil-A. I love me some Chick-fil-A. I like to go there and just get the number 1, which is just the chicken sandwich and the fries. And then I get the Chick-fil-A sauce, which is kind of like I don't even know how to say it. It's kind of like a creamy mustard type. It's excellent, excellent. We went there actually with the basketball team last week, and I got some of that sauce, and a couple of guys tasted it, and then they all went and got some, so it ended up being a pretty big hit. But Chick-fil-A, it's kind of pricey, it's not just cheap, and I love the big waffle fries they give you. But the thing that I love about Chick-fil-A is that they are closed on Sundays, so their workers can stay home with their families and actually go to church, which I think is great. That a Sunday, which is such a busy day, they close their doors so that people can be with their families and go to church. And I always admired Chick-fil-A for that. So that moved them up on my list a little higher than they probably should have been. But Chick-fil-A, number 5.
I love me some Chick-fil-A. I don't have them on my list, but I think the quality of food is very good. And of course, I love all the commercials with the cows, telling you to eat more chicken, and I think that's hilarious. But I couldn't put Chick-fil-A on my list because every time I eat there, I don't come out satisfied because I'm not full. Their meals are not big enough. And So that's what knocks Chick-fil-A out of my list. Food quality though is great. I love their waffle fries also, but I need me some more food in my meals than what they give.
Maybe you don't, John. Maybe you don't. Maybe you do need less.
I probably need less, but I want a lot more.
I hear you.
Okay, and then my number 5 was one that we've already done, and that was Brahms. So,
number 4. This is another one that I really didn't like too much growing up, but probably of all the fast food restaurants has the best value menu, and that would be Wendy's. I love me some Wendy's. Ooh. Love the quarter pound Texas double, then you get the triple stack, and it's like 4 foot tall. Love their chicken nuggets. Chicken nuggets are great. You know, you get 5 or 6 chicken nuggets for 99 cents. Wonderful. But we discovered something there, John, a couple of months ago that was even more wonderful. And that would be the boneless hot wings that they have. I don't know what that sauce is, but it is amazing. It's just not enough. You don't get enough nuggets, enough chicken, you know, for the $3 you're spending. But, oh, amazing. And I know we try to eat there at least once a month, you know, together. And, you know, you get your Frosty for 99 cents. You can get a baked potato or a salad. There's just such a good variety at Wendy's. And it is relatively cheap. Now, I wish they could get my order right because, you know, the one up there where we work, they never get our orders right. But Wendy's, number 4, with very, very, very cheap and good food.
Wendy's is another one that's not on my list, but I also enjoy a lot. Like you're saying, the buffalo wings are so good, and I'm glad you introduced me to those because they are awesome. I haven't even tried any of the other flavors, which I need to get around to, but I always get the bold buffalo because they're just so good. Wendy's was my fallback in high school once they took away the 49-cent cheeseburgers at Burger King. I returned back to Wendy's and used their value menu, and I always got the junior bacon cheeseburger and the spicy chicken sandwich for $1. So I could still eat for $2 there, but I was one less burger and probably a lot better off health-wise. Is it 4?
You're up, yes.
Okay, my number 4 is CiCi's Pizza. And that is not because of the quality of pizza, because I don't think it's all that great. It's the sheer quantity that I can keep going back, and going back. And then they have these one pizzas that are with spicy buffalo, I think they are. And they have chicken on them with the spicy buffalo sauce on there. And I don't really necessarily care for that pizza too much, but I love the sauce. And so every time I go in, no matter what I'm getting, I ask the person behind the counter, can I get a cup of that spicy buffalo sauce? They give me that, and I just dip everything in there pretty much. So that is really good. And then my favorite pizza of theirs is their barbecue pizza. I love, love, love that pizza. So if I'm not eating the barbecue pizza, then I'm having any of their other pizzas and dipping it into the spicy buffalo sauce, except for their mac and cheese one. I don't care for that one at all.
And their spinach pizza.
Spinach pizza. Oh, and we gotta, of course, mention the, I like the spinach pizza.
Ugh.
But I have to mention the, cinnamon rolls, too. I didn't discover those till recently. Probably within the last year or two. I didn't care and it didn't ever occur to me to try them. They didn't look too good. And now I love those things. They're so good.
Well, I gotta agree with you on CiCi's. However, I thought about this one, and I did not actually consider this a fast food restaurant. I understand. I consider this more of a buffet. Now, I don't know if that's the same thing or not, but we'll talk about it because CiCi's is sheer. It is greatness. Like you said, the barbecue pizza is amazing. I also like the taco pizza with the lettuce and cheese on it. Oh, I go into CiCi's and I come out just looking for a place to go throw up because I eat so much. You mentioned the cinnamon rolls. Have you ever tried the butterscotch?
I don't know that I have.
Oh, man, you talk about good. I could eat a whole plate of those. But I remember we used to go there and we would get barbecue pizza by the pizza. actually buy the pizza. We'd order it for our table, and we just keep mauling it over and over and over again. And you know what's good about CC's is you can go in there, you can eat some pizza, get full, go play some video games, and then come back and eat some more pizza. So it is greatness. I think if we're going to talk about pizza buffets, CC's is great, but to me, a better quality of a buffet, and it's kind of hit and miss because some of them are bad, some of them are good, and that's Pizza Inn. So I know the Pizza Inn in Denton, Texas, that I go to is amazing, but the Pizza Inn in Gainesville is not so good. But CC's, absolutely.
And if we're going to mention other ones, Gaddy's is also awesome.
It is.
Mr. Gaddy's. Okay, moving on.
Let's go get some pizza, man.
I know. I haven't eaten dinner yet, which I need to.
Okay, well, here we go. Number 3. Since we've just killed ourselves with over 1,000 calories at CC's, now we're going to go to Subway because Subway is my number 3. I love sandwiches, period. Love sandwiches. And now that Subway's got these $5 footlongs, Subway is climbing up my list fast. And they toast your sandwich. So you get a toasted sandwich with with melted cheese. I love the meatball sub. I love the pizza sub. But my favorite is the spicy Italian. I love the spicy Italian sandwich. When you get the, I guess that's salami and pepperoni.
I believe so.
Oh my goodness. You get all 3 peppers, chipotle sauce, lettuce, onions, pickles, black olives. Oh, I love Subway. And, you get a huge sandwich that you can take with you. So, always liked Subway. Always liked the idea of Subway. So, number 3, Subway.
I'm right there with you. I don't have Subway on my list, but that almost the exact same sandwich you mentioned is the one I get. Spicy Italian for $5 on Italian urban cheese bread.
Yes. With
lettuce, bell peppers, onions, olives, jalapenos, and chipotle sauce. So good.
If you ever want to feel froggy, put a little bit ask them to put a little bit of their marinara sauce on there. Makes it real good.
Okay, my number 3 is A&W. And I put that one on there mostly not necessarily because of the food, but because of their tap root beer. And when I was in college, I had a couple friends I was in a band with. Me, the drummer, and the guitarist. We would go to A&W, take some kind of card game, and I'm not talking like poker or anything. We were true blue 100% nerds. We'd play Magic the Gathering, or we would play Munchkins. And Munchkins was a super fun game. But anyway, we were playing these games. We would sit in there for about 2 hours getting refill after refill after refill of root beer. I miss those days so much. So A&W is my number 3.
I also like A&W. Not so much for the food, but the same thing you said. I love root beer. Root beer is my favorite soft drink. And I love it. Something about it, it would come out of those barrels, and that's just really cool. And what kind of saddens me is the one in Denton closed down. It opened like 5 years ago and closed down last year. But, there's one in Louisville, and there's one in by Alliance Airport over there in kind of Argyle area. But, oh man, they're frosty. You get the frosty cold mugs and you pour that root beer in there. Oh. They also have a good, like a fried cheese that they make that's really good as well. But A&W, absolutely, absolutely. Number 2, for me, is a place that if you're not from around our area, you probably don't know. But if you're ever in our area of North Texas, you need to find. And that would be Taco Casa. Taco Casa. It's very, very, it's a Mexican food, fast food place, kind of like Taco Bell, but it doesn't have a lot of items. It has tacos, burritos, tostadas, and then, nachos, chiladas, and like some kind of hamburger thing they make. That's really about it. Now they add more to them. You can get a super item, which they add, guacamole, sour cream, black olives to, but you really don't need to. You go to Taco Casa, and you'll get a regular taco, and it'll have the taco shell, and it'll have the meat, and then it'll have about 16 pounds of cheese. And they do not hold back on the cheese. And you go there, and you eat it, and it's like instant clear out of your stomach, of your intestinal tract, because it is that good. The first time I had it, I loved it, and I frequently eat it. And they also have really good sweet tea, and I know you know that because you get it 4 times a week. Taco Casa, man, folks, if you haven't had it and you're in the Gainesville area, or there's probably about 10 of them around Texas, you need to go there. You need to go there. It is excellent.
I know there's one in Wichita Falls. I know there's one in Sherman.
There's one in Vernon.
I think is there one in, no, I was about to say Sanger. There's not one there.
No, but there's one in Weatherford. There's one in Abilene. There's one in Wichita Falls.
Anyway, this is also my number 2. Excellent. So good. Like you mentioned, the cheese, they pack the cheese on no matter what it is that you order. And it doesn't taste like super fast foody, you know. It has kind of a, not necessarily authentic, but it's different. It's different from other fast food Mexican places. It's very different. And their hot sauce, I love so much. Oh my gosh, I love so much. I will pour their hot sauce on whatever I get. I get packs and packs of that stuff and just pour it on whatever it is I get. Taco Casa is definitely one of my all-time favorite fast food restaurants, and it's too bad that it's not a bigger chain. That restaurant is making so much money in the place that we work, in the town that we work at.
It's always packed. Always. It is, oh man, that place is amazing. It really is. Wow. Love that place. So I guess we're to the number ones now, huh?
The number ones. The drum roll.
My number one, kind of going along with A&W, would be Long John Silver's. Oh man. This place, Long John Silver's. Whew. I don't even care what I get. I usually get I guess it's the number 5, which is the 2 pieces of fish, 3 pieces of chicken, fries, hush puppies, and extra Crispies. Please, extra Crispies, Long John Silver's. Long John Silver's, and then I'll get about 14 pounds of vinegar and pour it all over everything, because I love vinegar. All over my fish, all over my fries. Try to keep it out of my coleslaw. Long John Silver's number 1. Oh, I love their fish tacos. I love their fish sandwiches. I love their clams. Oh yeah, I forgot about clams. I love clams. So, my number 1, and I know you have something to say about this, Long John Silver's.
Oh heck yeah. First of all, I just love seafood in general. And this is a whole bunch of deep fried seafood, which adds extra to that taste. And like you're talking about the Crispies, man, I fill up so much on those Crispies. Very good, Long John Silver's. I would definitely have had that one on my list if I didn't know that you were going to have it so high on yours. I wouldn't rank it so high. I like Long John Silver's a lot, and like you said, usually you find a lot of those Long John Silver's paired up with A&W, which is really good, because I could go in there and get my A&W root beer, and then get the Long John Silver's food. So my number 1 is one that very, very few people, I'd be surprised if anyone listening to our podcast heard of it, so I probably won't talk about it too long. It is a place called Lomiton. And Lomiton is a restaurant, a fast food restaurant in Chile, where my dad's side of the family is from. So whenever I'd go over to Santiago, Chile to visit, I'd always go to Lomiton. So I have all kinds of fond memories with my dad's side of the family at Lomiton's, and the food there was so good. It is just a Chileno tradition to put avocado on everything. Whatever you get, there's avocado on it. And their sandwiches were packed with avocado. The way that they have these strips of meat, of all kinds of meat on these sandwich burger looking things they could have. And just so good. They cook that meat unbelievably. And it seems like they have like real chefs back there preparing the meat, not just take it out of the freezer, slap it on. But it is still like a fast food restaurant, and it is so good and so many great memories associated with this place. And if you don't know of it, which most people, you should look it up online and just look at the pictures of the food. It's great. It is spelled Lomiton. Look it up on Google, find the website, and just drool over their food. Okay, so now we come to the part where it's time for our honorable mentions for our fast food restaurants. Shawn, you want to kick us off?
Yes, I have a few that I would like to give a little love to. First of all, Taco Bueno. Would have put it on the list. Is one of my favorite restaurants, but it's just not a very big chain. And if you don't live in Texas or northern Louisiana, you probably never heard of it. So Taco Bueno, Popeyes, love that chicken at Popeyes, and Dickey's Barbecue. Dickey's Barbecue is greatness. Oh, love their sauce. There's my three.
Now that you bring up barbecue, I'm thinking of Rudy's. Have you ever eaten at Rudy's?
Yeah, I'm not a huge fan. But
Oh, I love Rudy's. Forget you then. Okay, Rudy's, Sonic. I feel like I'm missing something, but I can't think of what it is. Oh, Taco Cabana. So I guess with that, we will end this episode number 5 of the Nerd List. Thank you for listening, and we will see you next week. Thank you for joining us on the Nerd List. If you have any questions, comments, or would just like to suggest a list topic for us to cover, you can reach us at thenerdlist@gmail.com. Also, check us out on MySpace at www.myspace.com/thenerdlist. Music for the Nerd List is provided by Steven Jurgen, and logo art is by Holly Harvick.